Okay, one of the things I've noticed on the BrewTube is a lot of people are talking about the water profile, and what you want to do is, I mean, one of the best things I found was Beersmith, and it's got the water chemistry part of it, and what you can do is you can create your water. So you go into you can add your water profile into it, and so you add in like how hard the water is, and also then you can add in like how much calcium you've got in your water. And so like normally you've got like a kind of minimum, mean, which you kind of average, and your maximum. And so I mean, if your water's kind of swinging quite big between like, I don't know, 10 and 40 parts per million or something, or is it milligrams per milliliter or whatever it is that they take the measurement, I think that's right, is it milligrams per litre or something? Anyway, you can convert that to parts per million. So you want to know, main things is you want to know your calcium, you want to know your sodium, and you want to know your chloride, and also your magnesium as well. And then one of the other things is you'll need to do is probably get a pH meter to test your water to see what the pH of it is. And then you can plug that all into Beersmith. Now, I think I got this for a tenner off Wish. And you can get it off eBay and all sorts, and I think Harry Brew 69's done a few tests and actually found that these are actually pretty good for the money. For us home brewers, it just gets you in ballpark, because really you're wanting to try and get your mash pH to about 5.2, but I mean it's 5.3 or 5.4, it's still alright. So if you can try and get it without rattling on too much, it kind of, that gets you a ballpark for inputting into Beersmith. And then I think the 3 salts I've managed to kind of water salts, I call it, but the additions is I've got calcium chloride, bag of calcium chloride, flakes it is, and so that gets you for your base profile. So I've got quite a soft water, so basically I can then add on to that, which is great for any style. So I can do lagers with very minimal additions, and then if I want to do any kind of IPAs etc, then I can add in more of this stuff. And then the other one I've got, so you've got calcium chloride, and then you've got, the other one I've got is gypsum, which is calcium sulfate. So these add in, both of them will add in calcium into your brew, which you want. So I think the minimum you want for your in your brew is 50 parts per million. So that gives you a healthy fermentation. That's pretty much what I think, was it Colin from, what was the malts? Crisp. Colin from Crisp Malts was going on. He's got a thing that they did at the Leeds BrewCon, I think it was, and he was saying it's super important to make sure that you've got the calcium in your brew, so worry about that first. And then it's all about your style. So you've got your sulfate, which gives a kind of crisp kind of bite to your beer, and then your chloride's how creamy and soft it makes it, I believe. This is just what I've picked up anyway, don't quote me. If you want to add to this, then just put your comments down below. But yeah, so really dependent on your style, then you can then put these into Beersmith, and you can set what you want to try and target. So if you want a balance, so you can have 100 parts per million in each, or if you're going for an IPA type, you maybe want 150, so 3 to 1, 150 to 50 of calcium chloride. Or if you want it, maybe like if you're doing a New England IPA, you maybe want to go more in the calcium rather than on the gypsum, so you go higher with this, so 150 to 50, or you can do balanced, so they're both the same. And then the other thing that you might need to put into your water is magnesium. So it asks for, in Beersmith, it asks for like a kind of minimum amount of magnesium, so you can use what's called Epsom salt, so that's magnesium sulfate, and you can do that as well. Now, the cool thing with Beersmith is you can actually choose a target profile that you want for your beer. So you say, oh, I want a lager. So then you put that, so you add your water, and then you say, right, this is a target profile, and so you put that in, and then it will tell you how much of these. And generally what I do is, it tells me how much, it'll give me like grams for these, and then I'll just basically add them all together and chuck them in the mash. Sometimes it will give me a mash and a sparge, but I just add them all together and add them in. And then generally what happens is that then helps with your pH as well. So I just wait till I've a bit in, and then I'll check the pH with my meter. And then if it's still too high or low, should I say, because I think more alkaline it is like 6 or something, say it's 5.8, you want to bring it down to a higher pH, more acidic. And I'll use what is called lactol, which is an acid, and so I'll put in however Beersmith, you can use Beersmith to say, right, this is what it is, this is what I want to be, how much acid I need to add, and it'll give you however millilitres of this stuff, 2.5, 5, 8, 10, whatever it is, it will give you. So these are probably, if you want to get into water chemistry, I recommend anyways to buy some calcium chloride, some gypsum, and some Epsom salts, which is the magnesium sulfate, and that generally you can use any of those to then build your water. That's from Scotland. You guys down south might have had other things, so if there's other salts you think folks should be buying, then add it down in the comments as well. But from a high point level, that's how I generally go about doing my water, which seems to be working quite well. The styles and stuff, it's all in Beersmith, and then you can also go in the forums as well and see what everyone else recommends your kind of base profile should be for that type of beer. But if you want it nice and kind of smooth and kind of creamy, then more chloride. Sulfate's more to give it a better bite on, so if you want it like a kind of with your hops and you want it to proper bite, then the sulfate is what you want to go for more. But you can mix it up, you can experiment with these things, so feel free to play about with them, and yeah, enjoy your brewing. So call it that, and if you've got any more questions, just add them into the comments and see if I can knock stuff together. But yeah, I just seen a lot of the guys kind of raising questions about it. You just need to go to your local water authority and try and pull out the values that Beersmith's asking for, and then pump them in, and that'll build your water profile for your area. And yeah, enjoy. Cheers. Right, speak to you later. Bye.